Hello there, very good morning. Once again, welcome back to the second session of this 1 month series of Blackpick workshop. Yes, it's a workshop, it's not an ordinary webinar. So we have been conducting a series of webinars about 45 minutes, 1 hour in the past. I think some of you actually responded privately. Could we have some more hands-on? So after much consideration, we say, okay, then we work out actually this 2 hours session. That could be maybe one of the very few occasions that we'll do that. But that will be the good chance to gather all you back today. I really appreciate it, even for 2 hours session. And so many of you have signed up and actually made an effort to come in this morning. And hopefully then these 2 hours, you will have a good takeaway after this, not together, just the material. Yes, like Joseph was asking, is material actually copyrighted? We make this actually material as comprehensive as possible so that you can use it for personal learning, also distribute it to whatsoever parties that you think will be benefited, even put your names on that and to teach in the class and also to make it to be one of your projects, you are welcome to do that. So without further ado, we'll get started in 1-2 minutes, but since we are seeing so many old friends here and newcomers today. So because we are having this Zoom seminar version, we are not all of you cannot see one another. So again, I think I'll be your moderator to make sure that your chat room be functioning okay. If you're convenient right now, if you're not driving, if you're driving, don't do this. Please in the chat room you can say hi, good morning. So at least we each other can see that you are there. Yeah, you are there.Maybe you will see some of your familiar names. You can say hi in private to them. Oh, turn out you're also attending the same class as I'm doing. Also in the Q&A, there's a slightly different, you see either your mobile phone or in your this desktop, you see actually it's two different ways how we can communicate. One is Q&A button. That's specially available from Zoom webinar. And now it's not ordinary a chat room. If you have some quick technical question like saying hi, kind of good morning kind of thing in the chat room, it's perfect areas to correspond with us. If you have some questions that you think is not just matter to yourself, but it could be relevant as a whole to other people, do welcome put in Q&A. So we all actually can backtrack and easily actually add in answers and even additional questions to the question you have asked. So there's Q&A, there's our chat room. So during the process of this workshop, I'll remind Desmond sometime to take a pause to if you have actually some more questions coming out in the chat room. I'll remind him to take a pause so that everyone can catch up. We know many of you are being users, so you will not have issues at catching up. But I know there's still difference between online and physical class. So sometimes we do not see that maybe there's some hiccup in internet, things like that. You miss last 5 minutes, you want to catch up, you need some time. We need you directly be honest with us. Say, hey, slightly lost, could you slow down? Yes, if 1 or 2 of you are asking the same thing, I'll be trying to take a quick pause so everyone can digest and catch up accordingly. So thanks very much. I hope you enjoy and benefit from this session. I pass time back to Desmond. Let's get started. And also to remind you, if you have installed Wolfram Mathematica via latest version, you can download the material directly to your desktop, make it your own copy. You see a top right corner of a screen, that button say make your own copy. After you have clicked on the link and key in password Wolfram Alpha, you will see the browser coming up on top right corner. There's a button called make your own copy. If you click that, that will save to somewhere on the local drive and you can actually do computation. If you don't want to click this, you can use it actually as a reading material to read it. Yeah, enjoy. Okay, I pass time back to Desmond. Thank you.
Hi, good morning, everyone. Good to see you all and coming on time. And today again will be the facilitator to go through with you in these 2 hour sections on the Wolfram knowledge-based search engine. My name is Desmond Lim. I will put the download link in the chat room and with a password as well, so that you can go to the website. Let me show you how actually you can download your own copy for today's material so that you actually can work on it instead of just viewing it only. when you click on the link that I show you in the chat room, you should be able to see this one. Let me share the screen. Okay. Yeah. When you click on the link in the chat room, you should be able to come to this wolframcloud.com, and this is the material for today. And in the browser version, you can go to the every slide to view it. However, you are not able to do the computations. As for today, we would like you to actually work on the example with us together. So it will be best that you either make your own copy and continue working on the cloud. However, because most of you probably don't have the cloud version, cloud license, so I would suggest you to download the whole MB file, because all of you already get the either personal license or 30 days trial license. You should be able to do this. So click the download and key in the password, then make it the .mb in your local drive. Double click this file and open with the Wolfram Mathematica on your desktop. Then you should be good to go in these 2 hours to work together with our example. All right. I hope you have okay and already opened the file so that we can straight away go to this section. Let me close on this cloud version. I will use the local version to do the presentations. Right. Today is the second section of the series of 4 free sections that we are offered on every Thursday, 10 a.m. So this is a second one. We will have another third section and fourth section in the coming weeks as well. And those sections are brought to you by our company, OEMS Dipaka Corporations. A little background of us, we are the only authorized Wolfram partner in Malaysia to provide medical license, supports, training and consultations. We actively collaborate with local community, including university, industrial, and government agency in computational teaching and learning, research and development, and training, and also consultation for academic or commercial projects. And before I forget, as for today's sections, training sections, certificate of attendance is available, but we provided via a link after the end of today's sections. Last week, I think many of you have left before I provide the link. So if you missed the last week certificate, you can email to us through here to request your own copy of last sections, the last week introduction to Wolfram Mathematica webinar last week. And for today's webinar certificate link, I will be posted by the end of these sections. Okay. Let us go straight to the second slide. Okay. In this webinar or this training course, you will learn how to get expert answer using Wolfram's knowledge-based AI technology, like millions of college students in the world. It provides step-by-step solutions and live data for either your school assignment, classroom teaching, your presentation, business or classroom presentations, or technical project, or just simply personal interest. Wolfram knowledge-based, computation knowledge-based engine, or we call answer engine, it contains carefully curated expert knowledge that across thousands of domains that directly derive from primary source. Okay, we know that normal search engine respond to our query with pages of link. Okay, after we search, it came back with links, which also include many advertisement links. Okay, who pay for their page to rank at the top of the keyword that we search. Because of that, we have to manually go through the search result by crawling through the written link one by one or page by page. For non-technical search, is still okay, but sometimes it could be quite frustrating also and time consuming if we need to go through all the written link to find for the reliable data and also informations, because there are so many information out there, we are not sure whether they are considered reliable or true data or not. And on the other hand, Wolfram engine does not return a list of the web pages of all documents that based on the keywords that normal search engine does. Wolfram engine actually provide simplified answer by automatically doing the computations from a knowledge-based data that gather from many official sites, books, published data, and papers as well. So they are actually curated data from the reliable source. And with Wolfram engine, we can create queries in natural language. Okay, you will actually understand in English. We say, okay, you will be interpret and then returning any relevant computations we ask for. Okay, including graphic, table of pictures, and most amazingly, it also includes step-by-step solutions for our technical questions. Okay. Last week, if you have joined us, you already go through with me that you know some basic how to work with the Wolfram language. You need to know the coding to do some calculation. But we also show you that you can use the Wolfram Alpha query or we'll say Wolfram knowledge-based engine query without using the coding. So this is today we focus on using the natural language for the computation search engine. Let me show you a summaries, a short video so you get a better idea what this Wolfram engine or Wolfram Alpha actually do. It's a 1 minute video.
Wolfram Alpha is an amazing new tool that's available on the web. It's not a search engine, it's a computational knowledge engine. What does that mean? Well, imagine if you could collect the world's knowledge, things like facts, measurements, equations, history, trends, and calculations, and store them in a big box that's plugged into a brainy supercomputer. That's Wolfram Alpha. It combines knowledge with computational power to give you answers about nearly anything and everything you want to know. When you want to find out about something, such as the nutritional content of your breakfast, Wolfram Alpha is smart enough to understand what you're trying to figure out, and it uses its knowledge to compute the results. Whether you're trying to crack a crossword puzzle, discover scientific facts, or solve an advanced mathematical equation, Wolfram Alpha gives you instant access to expert knowledge whenever you need it. That's Wolfram Alpha in a nutshell. But you might be wondering, how is Wolfram Alpha different from Google? Mathematical scientific facts, or solve an advanced mathematical equation. Wolfram Alpha gives you instant access to expert knowledge whenever you need it. That's Wolfram Alpha in a nutshell. But you might be wondering, how is Wolfram Alpha different from Google? Well, Google searches the web, seeking out web pages that relate to what you typed. From there, for the most part, it's your job to find the information you need. Wolfram Alpha is different. It doesn't search for web pages. Instead, it computes exact answers using its vast and ever-expanding collection of knowledge and allows you to discover so much more.
Right. Sorry for the interruption in the middle of the video playing because I'm just looking at the chat room. Yeah. This version I got Dr. Tay asking. This version can be opened in the Merdeka version 13.1, the latest version, no problem, because I'm using the latest version as well. I hope everything will be smooth, although this slide was created in the previous version, but I will run through in this latest version. It looks okay for me, so far it's no problem. Right? And when you first run, because I got so many dynamic features that add in this slide or hangout, so Wolfram Merdeka will always ask you to enable the dynamic before you can proceed with all the auto computations. So when you see the message pop out at the very top, when you first open it, you just click enable dynamic feature so that it can run smoothly, right? Right. So you got some idea from this video. So what is this Wolfram knowledge-based engine about? So let us go further to do all this computation with the Wolfram engine. There actually are 4 ways you can access to the Wolfram engine. First, of course, we will use it today as well with the Wolfram Merdeka software, the desktop version. So if you have Wolfram Merdeka, you can definitely access to this Wolfram engine, no problem. And if you have Wolfram Cloud or online cloud version, you can use it through any browser. You don't need the installation. So you can activate straight directly in your Wolfram online cloud versions. Okay, and like UM and also Monash University, they do have the Wolfram cloud online version. You can access to that without installation. And also third way, you can also access directly to the wolframalpha.com. Okay, Wolfram Alpha, everyone can access this one, and it will appear like a normal search engine screen like what you've seen here, which I cropped it down. You can key in your query on the screen. You don't need a license for the wolframalpha.com to ask for your query. Of course, there will be also a pro or premium versions that need subscriptions for some advanced feature, but for some normal search for output or your simple computations, you don't really need to subscribe for the pro or premium versions. Just go to wolframalpha.com and you search, you will do all the answer that you want. And lastly, the last option is to access from the Microsoft 365 add-on. They lately, I think, early this year or last year, they actually, probably last year, they already add in the Wolfram engine inside the Microsoft 365. But they are only a certain category, not everything are add in. So probably I can say probably just a small part of it. They just call out small part of the data directly inside the Microsoft 365. But we are not going through the four options. Let us try with the third options, wolframalpha.com, so that you got some idea, and even you don't have MetroCard, you still know where to access this one. Let me click on this link, and you should be able to see this page in your browser. So here is the Wolfram Alpha basic versions. If you subscribe to it, like my one right now is in the pro versions, so I have extra feature, but it's good enough if you have this Wolfram Alpha basic version. Let me show what you can do. Let me close this one. All right. So inside the search engine here, you can start search or asking for your query directly. And at the below here, you will see that there are so many domain or categories that we can ask in this Wolfram Alpha. There are many of it. For example, let's say we go to science and technology and chemistry. Okay, and we can straight before I go there, let me try something on here that what actually we can do. For instance, let me see. Let me start with something. Let's say compare iron and gold. Just a simple comparison. You can just type this one. The thing difference with what we have in other search engine is actually these output are curated and auto compute, and with all the relevant information, even the statistics, if they are there, and the tabular informations, they are given directly for us. Okay, my version again, my Wolfram Alpha version is a pro versions. So your one probably won't see with so many options, but you will get all this output as well. Everything, the atomic property, abundancy, nuclear property, all those are automatically compute and tabulate. You don't need to go through a lot of reading, pick up the data one by one, but they automatically do all the comparison and put in a nice shot for us. That's the difference between the knowledge-based engine and the normal search engine. And again, let's say we try for other things. Say, what is the, maybe, see, there will be a lot of query. Okay, what is the atomic radius of sulfur? You can just type this one. Instead of give us the direct result only, 100 ppm, but they also give us some relevant information about this sulfur. You see the unit conversions and all those things. And there will be extra options or button on the right hand side. Either I want to click larger to see this picture, or I can download it and customize it Of course, some of the customization or export data will be only for the Pro version. Okay, but those you can access in the Metacard as well. And at the bottom of every output, you will be able to see where the source came from. So sometimes you might wonder, especially you're asking for those dynamic data or some informations that you wonder where it came from. You can always click on the sources and show us where the primary source came from, and also the external source. If you further click on, you show us where the relevant reference came back about these informations. So you can always cite this phrase in your, even for your research project, you can always make use of this. Okay, this is some example of chemistry. Let me go back to the first page. Let me show you. If I go click in the chemistry, you will see they actually give a lot of example in different categories. Let's say you're looking for chemical elements, chemical compound, ions, chemical quantities, solutions, or even like chemical reactions. So how about like calculate the reactions for this stoichiometry? So let's say I click on this one, it automatically bring to the front page and understand what we're looking for, and came back with our input interpretations with the name, methane, oxygen, and water, carbon dioxide, and it balance it. You see it balance the equations, and it show in the table format, the structures, the word equations, reaction thermodynamic, all those information, equilibriums, constant, and rate of reaction, all those are given. Okay, so it helps us to clarify every question about these equations, the chemical equation. And if you notice, for my version, the Pro version, I have this step-by-step button. If I click on this one, they will be able to show me the step 1, the step 2, and even I show all the steps. You won't be able to have this in the basic Wolfram Alpha license, but you can have this in the Metacard itself. Okay, I will show you, I will go back to the Metacard so that you can see how actually you can work on this one later on, right? But don't worry, you still have the access to the step-by-step. And beside this science or technology, of course, mathematics, I'm not going to go into mathematics because Metacard is definitely good in mathematics. So I just want to show you something else that you actually can work on this one. Let's say we go to art and media, okay? In the art and media, you can know about anything about movies, televisions, or famous artwork, video games, or maybe even comics, fictional characters, music. Okay. How about we get information about a song, blowing in the wind? Okay. If you click on this one, he actually call out all the information about this music, okay, or this artwork. Okay, who is the composer? It's Bob. Okay, and the album that from Bob Dylan is in the 1963. The release date for this album will contain this song. We can further click on this one. How about check out this album? Okay, you can see they even get the album front page, the artwork, and also the track list in this album. Okay, this blowing in a wind with 2 minutes and 48 seconds. All those information already call out. If you are doing some maybe some research or something social science statistic about this thing, it will be very handy compared to like you need to search through the whole website. Maybe you can't even get all the detail that can place it nicely for us to straight away to make use of it. Right? This is like for the music and art. And some other things maybe we're looking for. If you are working on the works or linguistic, you can always use this one as well. Like language, get information about a language for Mandarin language. Okay, you say, okay, how about a Mandarin language interpretation is Mandarin Chinese, and total number of native speakers, and origin locations, and language code, writing scripts, all those information are given. And where is the distributions of these people that speak Mandarin, and also some other like translator, basic vocabulary 1 to 3, 1 to 10, and basic communication, yes, no, all those are calling out. Will be some interesting information for us to find out certain informations. Right? Those are something you can do directly in the wolframalpha.com. But if you're looking for easy data import export, or for the easy visualization, call in and out, and also step by steps, and you don't have the pro version or subscribe version in Wolfram Alpha, we always come back to the Wolfram Mathematica. Right? Let me go back to the Wolfram Mathematica, and we will go through with the example with you. Okay. Okay, now we are inside the Wolfram Mathematica itself. And last week, I have shown you that how to actually key in the natural language, or we say Wolfram engine. In order to activate Wolfram engine query in Wolfram Mathematica, in the input line, when you have the input line, you actually need to start with the pressing the equal sign. You press the equal sign, you press equal button in your keyboard, you call out orange color. If you press only one time of the equal button, it came out the rectangle one. If you press second time, it become a star orange color query. So there will be two different types. If you press one time, there will be this one. That means that you only want a simplified output. Okay, you just want a simplified single cell output. You don't want to see all the information. However, if you're looking for all the relevant information, like what you see in the Wolfram Alpha website just now, like even if you're asking a chemical element, it show you the picture, it show you the statistic, property, everything. That is whenever you use the 2 times equal sign, then you came out with this everything. Okay, so let us try with 2 times double equal sign. Then you got this thing, and then we start typing. I already pre-key in a lot of example, so you can do it again, or instead after you key in, you put your cursor at the end of or in between that cell, just press enter. You send our query to the server to interpret, and then came back with the answer we're looking for. So you can just put your cursor in between of any of the example that I already typed, press enter, then you get this output. So for example, you can ask a lot of things. Even I just put a simple word derivative. Of course, for any search engine, Wolfram will ask whether we are looking for computations, or we're looking for definition, or we're looking for a work for derivative. So you assume which we are looking for. So if we are actually using derivatives, we're asking derivatives in terms of computation. Okay, this is what we want. The result is what we want. But instead, if you're looking for the dictionary definition, you probably can click on other option like a general topic, refer to a mathematical definition, or you want to use it, you want to Wolfram Alpha to come back with a word on the derivative instead of all the other definitions. So you can click on this one to get different output, right? So let's say I'm looking for the computation. You say, okay, derivative, you show me the computation, even giving an option for me to key in the formula to compute the derivative function to differentiate. So let me to try on the further options to get a better understanding on this word. Then it show me all the derivative, okay, and the answer, and also given a visual plot, okay, with the minimum, maximum, with the value can be toggled, and also show me the geometric figure is called parabola, and alternative form after the differentiate, and the roof, and so on, and all other things that relevant to this word that we call derivative. And also you will notice the step-by-step solution is also available now. Okay, if you don't have this option in the Wolfram Alpha website just now, you will have it here in Metadata. So you can click this one and see all the step-by-step solutions, right? Okay, this is asking for a derivative. Let us try other things. You can get live data. For instance, I want to get the weather forecast. Of course, this you can get this one easily on any website as well. But this is something different that Wolfram probably will give you the data that you can make use of it. You can download and you can compute on it. Okay, you can show more days, more details, and click to see everything on it. Like the current temperature right now. Okay, what's the cloud cover, the conditions, precipitation rate, wind speed. You say, okay, this is no different from the weather website I can get. Of course, because the data are probably from the same sources. But here, Wolfram Alpha, you show you where the weather station that gather this information from. So probably you need a more specific about the sources came from. They show you, okay, this is from our Sultan Abdul Aziz Shah Airport, the weather station there. Okay, and you also can click for the Wolfram Alpha link at the bottom here to get the station where actually it came from. You can click on this one, it bring you to the website and got all the reference link, right? And we can ask much more things. For instance, okay, I got a 30 years old male. The height is 5 feet 8 inch, 70 kg, and running for 30 minutes, and the speed is 6 minutes per mile. Okay, and you show me the statistic about this exercise or about these activities. So I run this one to show me, okay, this is a running with the input all the parameter, and it show me the metabolic properties, the heart rate, okay, all the heart rate chart and the exercise intensity chart, all those the equivalent activity compared to others like riding or skiing or other, or just sit there, it's just equal to 4 hours sitting. Okay, and also the speed that I running is in different unit. Okay, the pace, distance. So all the information actually auto compute for us, and you can call out easily and without headache how to compute all those things. It's done it for us. And also a lot of other things. You might want to see what is the largest country in the world. I just ask something very generic. Okay, largest country. So what kind of information I can get? Of course, all those query, it depend on the speed of this query. It also depend on our internet connecting speed and also the server response time as well. So if everyone are accessing at the same time, asking the same thing, it probably is slow a little bit. And if your query got in a lot of visuals, maybe it also will be taking longer time. And because with visual, they have the size, they have to auto format the size to fit our screen or to fit the resolution in our screen. So it probably have reformatting and take a while to run it. And depend on our computer speed, it also will affect the return time. Okay, largest country. Say input interpretation is looking for largest country by total area in all countries, dependency and territories. So result is Russia is the largest. Okay, and it gives the name, the flag, the locations. Okay, I think this graphic, some of you probably will slow your PC down when you're loading this one, or some of you at the same time when you are open the Zoom with the internet and this and that. So my hand a bit, okay. If you are using a normal PC, probably it will slow down a little bit. But overall, it's okay. Even if shut down, you can reopen again. And show us all the boundary countries with Russia, okay, and the demographics, the populations, the life expectancy, medium age, all those information are available. Even we just ask a simple thing about largest country in the world. Okay, that a lot of tabular information, which is quite nicely tabular and especially handy for those that need the research on this, right? Okay, this is some general term a lot of things you can ask. You can see just now we're asking something about exercise, something about the chemistry, something about language, music, and a country. Those almost like everything you think of, you can ask it. Of course, you won't get the right answer, but most of the answer, most of it is to be able to answer properly. Slow down. I shouldn't try this example because I believe a lot of you may have hang your PC just like me when you are running this one and using other software at the same time. Okay, it's coming back. Now we come to slide number 6. One thing good about the Wolfram engine is it auto do the comparison in a tabular format. Okay, this is very handy, especially if you want to do some research comparison. Even a simple comparison like cat, dog, rabbit, you just query type on this one and then run with the enter key. You auto compute everything. It will be very nice. You want to present it in the classroom or you maybe in your project. I think it helps a lot because all the table you can screenshot it or you download the information, or even if you have some statistic data, the visual statistic data came out in this output, you can also save it and download it and make use in other software if you are not using it in the Mathematica itself, but you can also copy all those information. So let us see if I set the dog, rabbit, and cat, you do the auto comparison, the taxonomy for all the cats, dogs, and rabbit. They are from the same kingdom. They're also from the same class, or they from different order. The rabbit are from different order, and they are all from different family as well. So you can see those very clearly in the chart, and you compare all the biology properties like their lifespan, their length, their weight, and also physical dimensions and sensory organs. Okay, you may see, okay, how about when it comes to sensory organs, they only cat and dog, but they have no rabbit. Okay, of course, the information will be available when there is some reliable source that Wolfram Alpha able to capture. If they are not, they won't be able to show us. You won't simply put something for us just because to fulfill the comparison. Okay, when they are, they will be here, right? And the images, and also their taxonomic network, and the summary from the Wikipedia, some information, and their Wikipedia page history. I think this is quite handy. And if you compare, like even for fruit, like mango, orange, pineapple, or even for chemical element methane or versus alcohol, these have done a fantastic comparison. You see this one, the nutrition fact for mango, for orange, for pineapple. It will be very handy, and you compare in a chart the total calories, the fat calories, and the carbohydrate for all the fruit, fat. You put in a nice chart. If you see there are not showing everything, you can click show more total everything. It came out much more information. Now it's just a summary form. Right? Methane and alcohol will be the same, so I leave it. You probably can try later on. Next page. We have seen how actually Wolfram engine came with the result on a lot of other areas, but it will be extremely helpful, especially in the mathematics, especially with the step-by-step solving problem for mathematics. So like we can do some simple calculation in mathematics. You can just type, if I want to do some integration, just type like that, x square sine x, type in a formula, say you want to do the integration or you want to do the derivative, like what we speak English. You will understand what we want and came back with the simplified output and also all the intermediate steps if we are looking for the step-by-step solution. So you get the infinite integral for this one. You understand what we want. You show me the answer. And also, if you want, you can create step-by-step solutions, and also some plot of these integrations, alternate form of the integral, alternate form assuming the x is larger than 0, and also they are expanded form of the integral. A lot of information. Okay, if I want to do some simple calculations, maybe my secondary school students, they would like to do something, a calculation like x to the power of 5 minus these equations divided, how to do the calculations. It not only show the step-by-step, but it also show the available method in solving these equations. So if there are different methods, you can choose the steps to show in different methods. All those will be like substitutions and other methods that you can choose accordingly that you want. So get your visual output. All those visual output, you can actually highlight, left click on it, and then right click to save the graphic. Okay, the graphic can be in a lot of graphic format, and we can make use of it in any other software. Or you can convert it to the canvas that you can draw and sketch and put in more wording, line, everything, so that you can make your output in the way that you want to send, right? And all those things, you can also see the answer, roof, complex root, all those are provided, right? And one thing I think is I want to emphasize is the feature that Mathematica able to do the proof, the left-hand side equal to right-hand side. I think this is something very nice and very helpful, especially if you want to do some proving. It's not that easy to find a software that actually can do this kind of thing. So you can actually say, okay, try to prove something. You just use a word proof and put in your equations. They will say, okay, this is true. Of course, you prove it's true, then you can click step-by-step solution. Show me how you prove it. So you can see the possible intermediate step. First, you verify the foreign identity. That is our input. And the step, first multiply the numerator and denominator, okay, by cos x. And then the next step and follow the step. And at the end, the left-hand side equal to right-hand side. So you do all the proof with the step. I think this is very handy, especially you can also do the, okay, for x is a positive with inductions. So show me, assume this result, you click on step by step, how to prove the summation of 2 to the power of I. Okay, you can see all the steps with the wording to describe the intermediate step and also the options. It is quite a lengthy proof, but it will be very handy, quite helpful. Okay, I hope you like this feature, the proving power in the Wolfram Mathematica. Okay, and there will be a lot of other calculation for mathematics. You can easily also do a simple fitting of visual output, say exponential fit. If you have certain data, of course, if your data is not that much, you can just key in your data so that they can fit for us. If you have a lot of data, you don't want to use this method because you need to key in so many data. Okay, but you can use a Wolfram language that you use the programming coding to actually fit in your curve if you have a much huge data to plot with. But for simplified versions, this is very handy. You can very fast get your output, okay, with the answer as well, with the formula. It is the curve for the fit, right? And you can also asking like solving a volume of a panoramic with a base B and height H, and came out with the formulas and maybe with the visual, geometric visual, so that we can easily understand how the calculations is. And it'll be handy, especially for the high school kid. How to get the height, volume, surface area. Okay, next we will show you some example in physics. Okay, physics will be handy because we can just type in a lot of the problems that we see in the maybe in a lab. Say do some spring with the pendulums, the initial length, the equilibrium length, and the initial angle. So how the spring will swing and move. So those are things you can straight away key in the query, and Wolfram Alpha get you the answer with some schematic drawing output as well. So it will first it came out with a visit like a calculator for us to confirm our parameter or our variable, like our spring constant, the mass, and the time. They even came with the unit. You can change your unit. If you don't have this unit, maybe you have, instead of kg, you have 800 gram. No problem. Mathematical understand this one. If you click on compute, you automatically read this one and they do the auto conversions with all the unique, different unique, then you do the calculation. So you read, I click compute, still running. Instead of 6.1 seconds, if you put minutes or hours, they also can do it without having a problem. Let me see whether it's still running. Okay. So now I should actually because I have so many query open at the top with the visual output, I should actually delete some of the output to lighten the compute power. So now, oh, still okay. Okay, now it's moving. Too many things open. I should go back to close some of it. Okay, now it's moved back. Okay, now everything probably is done already. So you read my mass is 800 grams. You can see that it read our input informations and it provide the result. Like what is the final angle? What is the final length for the spring? Okay, you can choose different unit. If the unit here is not what you want, you can click more unit to choose for, and you show you the equations for this calculation, how to find the final angle and the final length. Okay, with all those formulas and schematic and trajectory, those will be movement showing in the screen. So it take a while for the movement. Here it is, right? I think I want to remove this one. I just highlight this one and delete my output so that it won't slow down my PCs too much. And there are a lot of the things, elastic collisions, initial mass, mass 1, mass 2, velocity 1, velocity 2. You do all the calculations. I think most importantly, it make you easy to understand. Instead of go to the physical lab to do all those things, to find out the informations, you get this in single line query and get all the information. And it's just like what we write in our physics lab report. Everything is here already. Okay. You can also compute energy of a photon given with a wavelength, or compute electric potential and field strength. All those are just a simple query, single line, get output. Okay, I'm not going to run all this because I think it's slowed down a little bit already compared when I do the when I prepare this slide without using a Zoom and video and audio, it's still okay. But right now, I think it's slowed down a lot. So I try not to run so much of it. Okay, for chemistry, in the past 2 years, Wolfram Medical have a lot of development or enhancement in the area of chemistry and chemical engineering. So this is only part of the example I'm shown here. but they have improved a lot. If you go to the website and look for the Wolfram Stephen Wolfram's blog, he actually emphasized a lot of the new feature on the chemistry area. But this is only some of it. Like you can find, of course, I already show you in you do the auto balance equations. Okay, now you notice this one I only use a rectangle equal sign because I only want a simplified output. I don't want to see all the intermediate thing. So if when I use this one, the output is only show a single cell output. Let me wait and see. Okay, the balance equation this is how it read. You get a simplified output. So without all those hangy-pangy thing, of course not the hangy, not without all those visual or other thing. I just simplify output. But of course, if you get the output and then you decide, okay, I want to see the step-by-step intermediate and all the relevant thing, you still can again get the information by clicking the button here, show all result. When you click show all result, it means you get the output like what you using instead of this single equal sign. It will be same as you use the double equal sign if you click on show all result. Okay, so you can always start with a single simplified query, and then you decide later on whether you want to see the all result. So if I use a single equal sign query, I want to find all the alkaline earth metals with their melting point. Okay, it show me, okay, those are the melting point, but it won't show the name of the element. It only show got how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I got 6 melting point, but I don't know what is the alkaline metal. So I need to click and show all result. Then only I can see all the elements inside there. So it depends what you're looking for. If you're looking straight away to the answer, you probably don't want to waste your compute power to get all the result, but straight away go to the final simplified answer. But if you need all the information, tabular output, statistic, then you start with the Wolfram alpha query with a double equal sign. It takes a longer time, and it sometimes you need to format, like I mentioned, because the visual, the solution, it has to auto fit to our screen, so it takes a while to do all the computations. Okay, it's quite long time to run this one, and you see the summary for all the 6 alkaline metal. So it actually do the auto summary, the mediums, the highest temperature, the lowest temperatures. And the distribution for these 6 elements and some other visual plot as well. So those are the 6 elements. The melting point, you see the rank it automatically for these 6 alkaline. And some other informations. All right. So no wonder it takes longer time because they've got so many visual to generate. And one more thing is it takes longer time is also because right now my screen mode is in the presentation mode. It's not on the working mode. That also affected because in the presentation mode, the screen, the font size, picture size, they have to auto adjust for presentations. So it takes longer time as well. So sometime for calculations, you might not want to change back to your working mode to do all those calculations rather than you run it in the presentation mode. Okay. So if you still remember how to run it in the to change the mode of this notebook, you can always go to the, I can go to end presentations. Your Mathematica, it has the options for us to convert our words in the notebook to presentation slide directly. So this is the option to create our slideshow. So now I am in the working mode. You can see they are much more smooth. Okay, and you can go to format to change the style sheet, the screen environment to working or slideshow working or to the slideshow presentation mode. So it's up to your choice. So in a working mode, the font size, everything will be smaller compared to the slideshow mode, but they will be smoother. Okay? This is the working mode. But I will continue with the presentation. Unless it is not working, then I will change back to the working mode. So in working mode, you can change the font size, alignment, all those things. So everything in one single software, like I mentioned to you in the last week workshops, you can do all those things to control how your work be presented or deployed. Okay? And a lot of other informations, like even how to prepare solutions with a different, we want to have 250 milliliter of HCl with 2 mole from a concentrated HCl. So you can show us step by step how to prepare this thing. Okay, so input interpretation is 250 milliliter, 2 more hydrogen chloride from a concentrated hydrogen chloride. How to prepare? You can click step by step. Of course, if I'm not showing the step by step, it still show me the final answer to dilute how many to dilute 41.32 milliliter of concentrated hydrogen chloride to a final volume. Okay, this is the final answer. But if I want to do the calculations, I want to find out how to prepare this one, those are the steps. Maybe I think those exam, SPM exam probably came out something like that for us, how to prepare, you have to write all the steps. But in Wolfram Alpha, you get all those things done immediately. Okay. So beside the chemistry, let me see what else is there. Biology. Okay. I prepared a little bit on the biology, just in case some of you might be interested. We have a lot of visual in biology as well, and calculation available in biology. Like I want to find out what is Larius and Una, the bone or the anatomy structure in our body. So this is they say the Latin name for this one, their alternate names, their functional descriptions, and also hierarchy relationship with other system in the skeleton system, in other like upper ring, long bone, all those relevant thing, and show me also in a graphical way where is Darius and where is Yuna, and also regional location. I think this is very helpful if you are actually want to present it to your classroom or your maybe your patients. You can show this easily, all those informations. Okay, you don't really need a model to show them. You can easily get a visual in your screen. Okay, and also some other constitutional part. Their connection, they connect to which muscle is all provided as well. Right? We can easily compare Kennedy stage 11 or Kennedy stage 12 if how those two stages looks like, their age, their size in the visual image, their length, and even a human genome, SCNN1A, what's a human gene on this? A lot of information. What I prepared this one, I think this is not the latest info. Right? There have been increased a lot of new data and also knowledge inside the Wolfram knowledge engine. But for the genome, they have been increased quite a lot in other way. But I'm not going. I didn't actually have time to go into that also. And this is not my area, but I know they have been increased a lot on this genome thing as well. A lot of information. If you are in this area, I hope that it is very helpful to you. Okay, this is for the biology, a simplified thing. And then we also got the slide 11. Health and medical. Health and medical have been also exponentially improved in the last two versions. And you can see how about nerve supply of Gabora. So a lot of things you find out what is the relevant associate associate diagnose and also their statistic. But the patient statistic is mostly from the US statistic because I think it's available there. But for other country, it's not really you have those kind of statistic. Like if you key in some other disease, they will call out all the statistics. I can't remember last time I tried what disease. Let me see. What disease I tried? Never mind, I just leave it. You can try to check this one out with the example in the Wolfram Alpha browser to see what kind of thing you can check on if you are interested in this area, health and medicines. Okay. And some calculations, even like the urine flow, with the volume, what's the peak flow, the calculations, the expiratory calculations, all those are available as well. Right. Okay, we have a lot of examples. And show you how to do call out the information from the Wolfram engine. But one thing important is that I want to introduce this concept of computational thinking and how the Wolfram engine actually can become the perfect tool in delivering computational thinking. What is computational thinking? In short, it involves how actually we turn a question into a procedures that everyone or even a machine can automatically can also execute it. Okay, with our problems. In educational, we could make use of Wolfram engine with real life example to help the students to better interpreting questions or a problem in life. Okay, that is the advantages that using this computational engine in Wolfram. So that looks at this exercise, this example. Okay, if we are introducing the energy unit like Joule in the physics class, we can actually turn a problem into a procedures by presenting in a formulas or a query, so your student can interpret it and in a plain language that can be easily understandable. So let's look at these questions, okay, with this Trinity bomb. Okay, Trinity bomb is the first nuclear weapon, the first detonations of nuclear weapon in 1945, okay, at the US. Okay, and you might ask the student how much the yield of this Trinity bomb. They can't really imagine. Okay, but you say, okay, how about we compare to the calories or the energy that generate in one Big Mac burger? Then they can relate it more. How huge this energy have been generated by this Trinity bomb. So in this one, you can make it like a formula. The yield of the bomb divided by the calorie in the Big Mac. Then you know the answer, how huge is that. So we can easily use Wolfram engine to make this query. For example, you can ask, say, you can just write this one in your query. Like you're doing a formula, say, this one divided by calories in Big Mac. See what the answer it give to us. Okay, with the nutrition fact available in this Wolfram engine and the information about the Trinity bomb, it should be easy to get the result for it. So you say, okay, it's equivalent to 41 millions of the Big Mac. Okay. Of course, then this is become a equations that can be easily changed to any other variable. But there are much more. Let's say I want the student to much engage with this question. Say, how many people, how many burgers should per person consume at the time of 1945 to generate the equivalent of the energy of this bomb? So we can further say, okay, instead of just the Big Mac I want to find out the population of the US at 1945 as well. So what I do is I can say, okay, how about I want to find out per person, consume per person by the US population in 1945. Okay, let us put this one. Say whether okay, you got the informations, you got the data. So by the time in 1945, every US citizen need to consume at least 0.29 Big Mac to generate the volume of the energy of a U equivalent to U of the Trinity bomb. Okay. Of course, we can see more details. If you click more detail, it will show us what is the population by 1945 in US and what is the Big Mac calories per Big Mac and the Trinity bomb U. So we can see if you show more result, all those information will come out. So now students will have a better visualization or imaginations about this, how huge it is and how many people population, 140 million people, and each of it have to consume 0.29 burger to generate this kind of power as in 1945. But I can also change the way that it become, let's say, instead of Big Mac, how about I want to find out with the turkey. So it's the same thing, double equal sign, input, say I put, or maybe I just copy the whole thing. Copy, put it here. And I just change, instead of carry in Big Mac, I say, okay, in 300-gram turkey, big gravy. Enter. See, each person in US in 1945 should consume a portion, 0.71 portion of the turkey breast, okay, with gravy in order to generate the same energy. Of course, if we come back to Malaysia, we are not that much related to this. It won't feel relevant to us or related to us with the turkey. We don't eat turkey that much. We don't eat Big Mac that much. But we probably prefer fried chicken drumstick, right? So we can change the things. Instead of this one, it become available or it's a in your questions that we can simply change. It become a formula. So your questions, can be presented in the formulas that can be easily manipulated or changed with different input or different parameter. So instead of the gravy, I change it to fried chicken. Okay. And of course, now we would like to find out how about Malaysia, because Malaysia prefer fried chicken drumstick. So we change to this one and see we get your output again. So we assume Kentucky fried chicken drumstick. Okay, that's good. Yeah, Kentucky fried chicken and 12. See, if we compare to Malaysian in 1945, every Malaysians in 1945 should consume 12 fried chicken drumstick and to generate a similar amount of the Trinity bomb yield. You see all the information. I think this is interesting. If you bring this project to the classroom, they'll actually let a student explore and help them to get a skill how to transfer your problem, daily life problem, into procedures that can easily be executed by other people or by computer. I think this is something we want. It's not all about the calculation, but it's about how to be the problem solving. Okay. The next example I would like to show is also a very interesting example, which is being used assignment in the MIT, but that's 10 years ago. This assignment is 10 years ago. Lagging. Slide number 14. Okay, this is the assignment from MIT for their, I think it's year 1 or year 2 student for the material scientists and engineers in 2012, 10 years ago. You look at their example, their exercise. Okay? One of the exercise E1-1 is much more straightforward, easier. You see, suppose all the hair on the heads of all the world population was joined together in a single strand, or the hair in our head for the whole world population joined together. How fast the single strand would be growing? Okay, and report your answer in the unit of speed of light. Okay, in these questions, we know we need to find a few informations. Of course, we already know that we probably need to find out we need to find out our hair growth rate. So like this one, we write here, alternate cell. Okay, let me create a text input cell right here. So I need to find out the hair growth rate. Okay, of course, the hair growth rate, then I need the hair growth rate to times total human hair. Okay, and also the world populations. So at least 3 informations I need to know in order to do this calculation. So with the Wolfram engine, let me see whether I can get this one. So let's say I just try again. Hair growth rate times total human hair times world populations in units of speed light. We should be able to find this information and input interpolation, convert growth rate of human hair. Okay, hair typical number of human body, your world population to speed of light. Okay, it should be fine. The result is 0.6 C speed of light. Okay, so you can see more details to check the information or the value it used for each different parameter input values. So you know the growth rate of our hair is 0.4 mm per day, 0.4 millimeter per day. And a typical hair in a human body, probably you know it's whole body. I'm not sure it's the head or whole body. We just assume it is correct. So it's 5 millions. And world populations, of course, this I have to further clarify where is the latest information from which year. And this is just assumptions, and we get our speed of light. Okay. Yeah, I got a question from Kenny. He said, how do we know what it knows? A funny question like hair growth. Yes, we don't know how much it knows. So sometimes we have to try and it might not get the answer we want every time, just like any search engine do. So we're not sure we'll get our answer, but we'll just try on it. And how much they know and what kind of area it know I would suggest you go to the Wolfram Alpha website to browse through some of the examples. Then you get the idea. Actually, a lot of things you know. Of course, it's not everything, but you see a lot of things that we never imagined it knows. No? You can try that as well. Yeah. So the second exercise, this is harder. Say, suppose every gallons of gasoline that was consumed in the US since 1940, means that since 1940, almost 80 years ago until now, all the gasoline was consumed in US was add up and use it to heat up the top 100 meter of the world's oceans. Okay, estimate the resulting increase in temperature of that volume of water. Okay, answer in unit degree Celsius. Okay, this is much more information we need before we do the calculation. Of course, we need some assumptions. First, we need to know how many gasoline was consumed per year in US, and then since 1940 until now, we have to know all the data. So Wolfram engine should have this one access to if the statistic is available in the server. And then we need to know the total world oceans surface area. How huge is the surface area? Multiply by the top 100 meters, so we get the volume. You need to know the total volume of the world oceans. Then we need to know the specific heat of the ocean water. To heat up per temperature 1 degree, how much energy was consumed. So you need the formulas, do the calculations in order to complete this assignment. So this is how to turn this problem into solutions, into a formula or into a procedures that can be done. We are not going through this one, but probably will let you have sometimes if you are interested to try on to see how actually you can get the result out from this Wolfram engine in answering these questions, right? All right, this is some of the example in the computational thinking. But let us continue back to the data that is available in the Wolfram engine. Besides all the science and those engineered data, we'll show you some other that if you are from the finance or economics, you can get some very handy data right away. So those data is also up to date. Like even like we want to find out what is the Dow Jones components. Okay? Of course, we know the Dow Jones components are 30 companies, the largest company. Okay? This is the members currently. You can just click on this one. It says 3M, American Express, Engels, Apple, Boeing, Caterpillar, all those, the top 30 of it. You can click more to show all the 30 company. And you also give the summarize or statistic of this Dow Jones component company, their total market capitalization, their mediums, highest, lowest, those information are given, their earning per share, their highest, lowest earning per share, their highest, lowest PE ratio, all those are summarized in the table. And also the top 20 ranked by return, they automatically give up this one. You can see there are options available. Also, they say last year, from last year, last 2 years, last 5 years, you can see all those. Let's say, check out what's the last year top 20 ranked by return. Okay? Or maybe the last 10 years. Those information, I think, also quite interesting. United Health, wow, 823. There's a lot. Microsoft and Apple, okay. Let's put in information. So their company logo as well. So a lot of information you can call out. And you can call out for if you are interested in the option pricing formulas. Let me see what is the formula. Those are the this question are the example I extract out from the Wolfram Alpha query last time. But you can see there are a lot of improvement, a lot of updated as well. And those are the options available that you can, if you are interested in American core options, the strike price, time to expire, all those you can auto compute and get your output, your answer. with a chart, and everything will be quite handy if you are research on this area. And even you can find out something like the consumptions, government consumptions in South Africa. Of course, this data would be available only if those country or those government, they submit the data to maybe to the World Bank or maybe to the world organizations for the data computation. What only they submit officially, or they have this data officially, then only Wolfram Alpha able to catch up, to call out, because they need to cite where this information came from. Okay? So if you are working the area in this, it will be very handy to call out directly for some research work. Yes, so you show us when this estimation came from. Okay? And this is South Africa government expenditure, 2.5 trillion per year. And this is for the past maybe 15 years. And also some exchange history. Okay, much more. How about something more related to us, like the export cost in Singapore and compared to Malaysia? Typical cost to export one container. Okay, so this is the result, but which is many years ago, not the latest one. I believe maybe it's only showing up to 2014 is because the data is only submitted up to here. So this is the latest we can get, but it's useful. We can have an auto comparison chart for the past many years, and the shipping informations, those are up to 2017. These are up to 2019. Okay, so if you will see, it only shown when it's available. So it's the latest in the trade facilitations is 2014. But it's quite handy. You get the information right away. And of course, compared to all those information, you can do some easy calculator. Make Wolfram engine as a handy calculator. You want to convert certain currency, not now or even in the any years in the past that you want. You can say, okay, how about 30 years ago or 40 years ago? 100 ringgit Malaysia is equivalent to how many USD? So you say 1980 at the time, 100 ringgit Malaysian is equivalent to, in average, 45 or 46 USD. Okay? Compared to right now, there's not really much difference, right? But you can easily get all those informations in a Wolfram engine, and even you want to get a daily interest formulas, this is something you want to use it as a formula calculator, you want to use it as a dictionary, you want to use it as a handy applications, Wolfram engine can provide that, right? It is for finance and economics. Let's see next. There are a few more slides, then will be complete for today. Right. I think they are still loading some picture here. That's why it's slowed down a little bit. Okay, engineering, right? Those are the engineering like similar like what I show you in the physics example just now. A lot of calculations or those lab example, you can easily do it here. Key in your parameter, your input value, and you get you the output versions. Okay. and transformer equations. You want to find certain equations, certain data, certain application. You want to calculate, you say, okay, interpret our equations. You want to calculate the secondary voltage, and there will be option. If you want to calculate the primary terms, you probably change different input value for her to key in. Okay, so it's just like a calculator you can easily use. And those are the equations, your input value, your output result. Right? Taking longer and longer for each slide to load. But we have one, two more. Okay. Okay, words and linguistic, we've shown that before. So you can easily, if you are, maybe you want to write a song, you want to find a word that with the rhythms with this word demand. So you can click, say, find out all the words with the same pronunciation, similar rhymes. So those are the words you probably want to write in your poems or your song. So get something similar like that. And also you probably want to do some translate. You want to translate this word, desperate. Or you want to find, okay, these translations in Tamil. You can say you want to translate in which language. You can just type that one. So, and also you can want to find a word that contains AL and LA in between. You can easily get those things, and you want to have a words that contain LATE, late. You can get out all those information easily. So are some computations available. Your science, the last example I want to show you is they can read some calculations for geologies or geoscience, and also some current information about the tide right now. So this is for the seismic travel time. Okay. We go through, and the low tide Malacca, it means you get the Malacca tide at the latest information you read now is today, this morning. Okay. Low tide is this morning, 6:58, the height, and the low tide, and again is at the evening 7:44, about 2.4 meter. Okay. Those are the reading today, and the average, and the tide measuring station, where is the station? So those are the information. And you can extract all the data if you want to, right? Okay, I think we have shown you a lot of those things. You already get some idea what you can do with this Wolfram engine. Like all other engines, there are still a lot of like improvement needed for Wolfram engine as well. And we are enhancing with more and more updated knowledge data for every version. Wolfram engine is not like to replace conventional search engine, but it actually become an advantage, extra tools for you, for your works, for your research. It's something quite handy sometimes compared to other search engine. So it's just a small part of what Wolfram Advoca can do for us, right? So it's just a portion of it. It's not everything, but combined with the power of this Wolfram engine and the Wolfram computational language, there's a lot you can do. With the data available, with the computation algorithms, you can easily read, write, and sharing. This is a tools that actually help us a lot, make things much more easier. Oh, there's another slide for this one. I think this one. about to create a visual. You can make a visual plot easily. I'm not going to show the chart for Malaysia population. The chart, it takes quite a while to load, and it make my slide slower and slower. But if you want to get some visual plot easily, you can just say plot and then comma, different formulas and different curve equations. You can get the output easily. And if you want to make something that can be dynamic, like I showed you in last week, you can have a dynamic visual output with the slider. This is something without using the Wolfram language, you can use Wolfram engine to call it out. Say, I want to plot this formula and with a varying B. The B is right here. Means this B is dynamic, is changeable. So you need to contain this word. Remember, you put this word varying B inside your whole sentence, then Wolfram engine will know and automatically generate a dynamic visual for me. Okay. Then I can see it automatically plot this curve with the B varying. So it automatically creates something like that. Even I don't have the knowledge of the Wolfram language, I can create a visual like that as well. And the same thing, I want to make a control plot, the next one, control plot of cosine x plus cosine y. And the x, I have to add in a A in front of it with varying A. Say this is the word, the keyword. Okay? If I put this one, it create a graph, control graph that have the A variable. Okay? You can create some simple visualizations with this dynamic button, okay? With this Wolfram engine as well. Here's something quite nice for an end user. You should try out with more other equations using the keyword varying and put in your parameter, and there's a lot of interesting you can create. Yeah. Right. Okay. I share this screen again in case some of you haven't get the license. For the USM, and Monash, you actually have the free license available. And yes, for Monash, you not only have the Matrica license, the cloud license, you also have the pro version for the Wolfram Alpha. Okay, just log in with your Wolfram ID, you will get the pro version. So you got all those information available, this license available. And for you also have the cloud license. Although you don't have the Wolfram Alpha Pro, but you can use a step-by-step option in Matrica itself. But with the Wolfram Alpha Pro, there's much more you can do. If you are interested in on the feature available in the Wolfram Alpha Pro, you can go to the website and see what is available. You can easily import, export data, download, and also auto-generate the problem. Like say problem generator, you can generate a list of all the question data. There's a lot more you can do with the Pro version, but that is available for the Monash University. And for the upcoming training, next week we will have the topic on the programming language. Okay, on the programming language, same time, 10 o'clock. And the last section will be the fast track to AI with machine learning for those who are interested with the data analytics with the data science or with the AI. This is a feature. This is not a hands-on, but it's more for to show you what actually you can do with the Wolfram machine learning, automated machine learning. You will be amazed how easily nowadays you can do the machine learning with the ready software in hand. And after that, there will be a coaching program. The coaching program is what we offer normally to the industry through the HRD Corp in a 5-day sections, hands-on section, online hands-on section, from 5 days, every day, 2 p.m. to 6 p.m., total 20 hours. We offer to the we offer to the market in a price of like 3,150 per person. But we make something special for academic. You have more than 90% discount on that. Okay, only 299 for all the academic people if you join together with this commercial people. This course we normally offer to HRD Corp only. So if you are interested, or maybe you can check out what is available in this program, you just click on this link. So it's a 5 days full course coaching program. Even after the 5 days, we will be coaching you through if you need some extra information on your projects, your works, how to actually run on it. Because in this 5 day is more on the practical with your live example, and we provide all the template available for you that you can really use of it and easily change if you want to. It's not like a lot of other machine learning courses, a lot of theory. We are not going to teach you a lot of theories. We are going to teach you hands-on how to do your machine learning right away after 5 days. Okay. If you are interested in this area, or any of you that know your friends are working on this one, you probably can send this link for them to have a look on the syllabus, check on it, and see whether it's something that you probably would like to invest for yourself. Machine learning is no longer only to certain people. It should be a knowledge that everyone should grab nowadays, right? And last slide is the certificate of attendance. So this is the link. Okay, we will open the link until 12. So if you click on the link, key in your name, you should get the certificate for today right away. If you didn't get it, there must be some typo error or something error. You can write to us, right? And again, if you would like to get your certificate for last week, which you already missed, write to us. Write to email to us. I will regenerate the certificate for you personally. Okay. All right. I think I call it for these sections. I see there's a lot of query on the chat room. I hope that Peter already get the answer for most of you. And if you still have further query questions that you have, you can still put in the chat room. We are more happy to answer that. And if you need some more personal questions later on, you can also email to us. My email will be at the first page of this slide, info@oemscorp.com. You're most welcome to write to us. Thank you very much, and hope to see you again next week. Right? Okay, I paste the attendance link here. Yeah, so that you can easily click on it. Let me copy the link. Okay, the certificate link is in the chat room. The bit.ly OEMS CLT. So, all right, thank you, everyone. See you again. Bye-bye. I will leave the screen, turn off the screen, or if you have anything, you are most welcome to type or anyone.
Wolfram.